Second thing which I brought to you was the how the DIDX marketplace works is that in the countries where the telcos are not non-cooperative at the moment, where like Philippines, Dubai, Middle Eastern region, African region especially, there are people who are already using Digium hardware, and the DIDX gives them an opportunity to sell their spare numbers. For example, if you have a business running, having an E1 coming in, having 100 numbers coming in with the E1 or T1, you're just using 10 of them, so you can sell the 90 numbers which you have. They might not be great quality, it doesn't have to be. You can start selling those numbers, and when we sell them on DIDX, we tell them, look, they're from an end user or a small business in Guatemala or Lithuania or wherever, and if the customer still wants to buy them, then maybe he has parents living over there, maybe he has a girlfriend living over there who wants to have a small conversation, they can use those numbers at a low price, or open a virtual office, so which eventually creates a larger ecosystem. Unless you have a bad quality, eventually it won't become good quality. The BMW didn't start it in 1900s, it came in and much later. The quality upgrades itself slowly. Asterisk wasn't stable a few years ago. Now it's a pretty stable product. DIDX is pretty proud to use Asterisk in all their clusters and all their services, and we're very proud to receive the first Service Providers Award from Digium, and we're really thankful for that to Digium to give us that honor to do that. And I'm glad we haven't seen any of those award givings. So we're still listed at the first service provider, and I haven't seen any of those awards coming in. So we hope in the future we can get some more awards also.
Right. I'll give you the name of the right person to talk to and find out where your reward is.
Right, cool.
It's probably not a monetary reward, but we'll give you a little poster.
Well, that's something that's more than appreciated.
But I can't imagine anybody that's done more for developing Asterisk opportunities as you have. And what you're talking about in sharing global DIDs is really enhancing the whole community side. Asterisk is obviously open source, and we want to bring as many people into that ecosystem, as many people into the whole strategy of how do we share ideas and how do we communicate. And really the whole idea of Asterisk is not necessarily a piece of hardware, but it's the communicating around the world. And I like to say there's 99% of the world has an Asterisk server somewhere, because it is so well known, and it's allowed people to become telecom providers when before they were not able to because of expense, because of the location they were in, for so many reasons. And now anybody who has a little bit of technical knowledge can put a server together with Asterisk and become connected to that global community. So I applaud DIDX and the things that you've done really to help pave the way for that. So thank you, Rehan.
Well, I must say a few more words again then, because it feels so good now. I think today, the telecom, the world we live in 2009, if you just think a few years ago, I remember I used to pay $4 a minute from Pakistan to the US. Today a call from Pakistan to a US from a cell phone, from a prepaid, cheapest, without any plan, you can call the US for about 1 cent a minute. And I think the credit goes to people like Mark Spencer himself and people who have stick behind the Asterisk community. I can't name everyone, there are too many. And if it was impossible for even somebody to think of becoming a telecom company a few years ago. Today, I think it's easier than opening a bakery to become a telecom company. And again, the whole credit goes to companies like Digium who have facilitated the world with something so powerful for free. And free doesn't really mean it's free, but it also doesn't mean it's bad quality. It really works. It works really, really well. And it has created the world which we live in today so easy to communicate, so powerful to communicate. And communication is the first means of peace, wherever you are. I mean, unless you talk to people, you can't really have the peace. So I think it's extremely important that the world finally issues of Vonage of the world with a flat rate calling in the world at the same flat rate wherever they might be, and it's absurd to see that when you're in the UK you have to pay $1 a minute for a local call, whereas if you're in Kenya or if you're in Pakistan, you pay like a 1 cent a minute for the same infrastructure, for the same exact service. So I think people are being ripped off somewhere, and world should finally come to a global service and a flat rate calling service. So I thank you again for helping towards that global telecom service. Eventually, I think there will be someone coming in for a flat rate, same rate everywhere, and I think probably will be using Asterisk somewhere in that telecom. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Rehan.